In this session, I'm going to show you how to create one invoice in account payables module, how to find the table names for an invoice. And then we are going to write the query to get that invoice information. And then we are going to build a simple BI report. And after building the report, how to deploy the report. That's what we are going to look into this particular session here. So let's log into the applications. You must have the current user must have the access to the particular module, whatever module you are working. If it is payables module, make sure that payables roles are assigned and payable data access means business unit access is supposed to assign for that. And after that, LDAP process is done. Now, what I'm going to do is let's go for the option called payables. Go to invoices, go to invoices, payables, invoices, and go to the task list. This we call it as a task list or we call it as a menu also. This will be using to create invoices, manage the invoice, upload the invoices through the spreadsheets, and we will also find accounting transactions. And we can find some other information for matching the invoices. A lot of options we will find here. It is about the invoices in payables module. Okay. So now what I'm trying to do is create an invoice. So in account payables module, invoice information will be entered at 3 levels. One is header level, another one is lines, another one will be distributions. There will be only one header. There will be only one header. We will have either at least one line or multiple lines. Every line must have at least one distribution or multiple distributions. Okay. If we look at here, we are getting some error message. You cannot enter the invoice lines because the invoice header is incomplete. So in header information, you have not entered fully. I'm selecting the business unit, choose the name of business unit, select the supplier name of the supplier, supplier site, and legal entity, and enter the invoice number. I'm going to enter the invoice number as this, and the invoice amount, let's say I'm going to keep it as $1,000. It's a standard invoice, okay? And then go for lines here. $1,000. And I'm going to enter the distribution combination. Here it is. And go for enter this information here and save the invoice. Once we create an invoice, system will automatically create distributions from the accounting setups, whatever we have done from there. In case if we want to make some changes in the distributions, we can do it from here. And now we are supposed to go for invoice validation. Whenever we validate the invoice, what happened? System is going to verify the information, whatever you entered is valid or not. Now, what system is telling your invoice is not valid. It needs revalidation. Again, we have to go for validate. What is the reason? What could be the reason? Click on this. We'll come to know what are the different reasons why your invoice is on hold. And what is the reason? There is one reason why this invoice is on hold. Click on this. We'll come to know that here. The total of invoice line does not equal to the invoice amount. It means line level amount, whatever is there, it's not equal to the header amount. Okay. So what we will do is we'll check line level, header level we mentioned 1,000. Line level also we mentioned 1,000. But if we look at the taxes, system has calculated the taxes here. That's the difference you are going to get it. Okay. In case if you want to go ahead with the tax amount also 1,095, right? So let's go for enter 95 total amount. Now save the invoice, or you can go for remove the tax. How we can go for remove the tax? We can use this button, edit taxes, and then go for set the amount as 0. So we don't want to calculate the tax like that. So now what I've done, I did adjustment at header level. Let's go for save the invoice and again go for validate the invoice here. Now the invoice is validated successfully here. Now system is showing invoice validation is done. So now the invoice is validated, but not accounted, not paid. Excuse me. I'm going to make the accounts creation. Now we are going to generate accounting information and transfer to ledger GL module. We are going to do this here. And we can view the accounting information here. We can find the accounting information over here. It is. So now accounting option has been done successfully, but payment is not. We have not paid. So I'm going to show you how to make the payment also. So let's go for invoice. You can make the full amount here. We can make full amount here. So we got the payment method by default as check. Let's go for bank account here. And then after that, we will go for payment process profile. We'll choose that here, payment process profile, which standard check. I'm going to make the payment to the supplier. And the payment document is here. We are going to choose this payment document and go for submit. Now we got payment number also. We have paid full amount, $1,095. We have paid to the supplier. This is how we will create an invoice and validate, and we will go for make the payment. Let's see that invoice status validated and accounted and paid also. Amount also has paid. Now I want to know the table names for this. So whenever we talk about technical part, when we want to know which tables stores this information, we cannot find directly this information here. We will not be able to find the table names. What we have to do is we need to go for Oracle Enterprise Repository. Let's go to OER documentation. Enterprise repository for Fusion applications, and go for cloud applications here. Go for cloud applications. We are working in financials now. Go to financials, and after that go to all books. When we go for all books, go down. Last we will find tables and views for financials. Go to HTML. Here we can find the complete table names and view names for the financials modules. Let's go for assets module, bill management, budgetary control, cash management, expenses. Here it is financials for general ledger. Now we will work for payables module. Here we are working for payables module. Here it is. So whenever we go for payables module, tables, go for tables. Now we wanted to go for know what is the table name for this. AP invoices all. We need to go for manually like this here. Yes, AP invoices all. So AP invoices all is a table name. It contains the records for invoices, whatever we have entered in the application, whatever we have entered in the payables application. There is one row for each invoice. As just now I said, right, header will be one record, and we'll find corresponding lines and corresponding distributions over here. It is okay. So this is a primary key for this table. Invoice ID is the primary key. Invoice ID is the primary key, and we'll find the information here. Invoice number, and after that invoice currency code, and then payment currency code, invoice amount. We don't find supplier name here. We need to get supplier details from another table. We'll see that. This is invoice date. This is invoice type, and amount paid. We can find all the columns. We need to go through one by one. So if we go down here, this table will show us. We will be able to find what are other tables are associated. We'll find indexes here, and we'll find foreign key tables joins here, foreign keys. In case if you want to join with other tables, what are the foreign tables are there? What is the column name required here? For example, POZ suppliers. This table contains, we have to use this primary key for joining. And then after that, we will be able to find here it is. So in case if we want to get it, SZ parties. So there will be a party ID here we'll be getting. Okay, that we have to join with SZ parties. So this is how we can find the table names and primary keys and foreign tables for a particular document. Whenever. Now let's go for write the query for this. What is our invoice number? This is our invoice number, right? Go for save and close. Let me enter into the reporting environment. whenever we are working in the Fusion applications in SaaS model, in cloud SaaS model, if you would like to connect with the database, the only environment or the only workspace is reports and analytics. If you want to connect with the database, the only area is reports and analytics. So we have to go for reports and analytics here. Let's enter into reports and analytics, browse catalog. This is our BI environment. This is our BI environment. And the BI environment will find complete business intelligence, reporting features, everything we are going to find here. So there will be two folders, my folders and shared folders. My folders will be used to save your reports, and shared folders will be used to develop the reports, and other users also can view those reports which you kept it on the shared folder options. Okay. So now I want to go for develop the new report. So when we want to go for development of new report, create data model. Let's go for development of BI report. Here it is. And I'm mentioning the name of this. Let's say this is for Sony AP query. And connect to the database. I'm connecting for finance supply chain management. I'm writing standard query. Let's write the query here. Select start from AP invoices all where invoice number equal to this invoice number. There is some spelling mistake. Let's go for invoice number. Press OK. Now we got invoice ID. Let's see the sample data view. We can find the result output here. This is our invoice ID. And who has created this? What is the vendor ID? Invoice number, invoice currency, and we'll find what is the invoice amount. How much amount we have paid? We have paid full amount, right? This. If required balance, then invoice amount minus paid amount, right? So that we can get it. Invoice date, source, manual entry, invoice type, standard invoice, credit memo, debit memo, or prepayment. So which one? So this is a standard invoice, right? And pay group is a standard pay group. And we will find some other information, approval status. What is the approval status here? Approved. We can find all these details. Our guiding, nothing but our business unit. And we'll find all the information here. It is legal entity, which legal entity this invoice is created, and payment method, check payment method. Whatever the information we have entered, that we are getting here, party ID here. Okay. So now I'm going to join some other tables and get the following information. So let me take this AP invoices all invoice number dot invoice number. After that, we are going for invoice date. Then we are going for invoice amount. And go for amount paid. And then I need supplier name, party ID. So we got the output here. We can see this. This we got information. So invoice amount, paid amount, invoice date, party ID, invoice number. But I need party name, nothing but supplier name. So when we need supplier name, what we have to do is we have to go for edit here. We need to join other table. So what is the table name to get that? SZ parties, which contains the supplier, customers, all trading partners information, right? So join these two tables. Invoices all dot party ID equal to SZ parties dot party ID. So then you are going to get party name. nothing but supplier name you are going to get it. So this is how we will be able to find the data. So now we got supplier information, that is advanced corporation, supplier name, invoice amount, everything. Party ID is not required. If we don't want, we can leave that. So save this data model. So whenever we are working with the reports in BI, any module, whether we work for finance or supply, any module, two things we have to do: data model and layout. Data model is nothing but selecting the data from the database. We'll write queries, we'll write formulas, and we'll define input parameters, busting, LOV, flex fields, triggers, all these things we are going to define. And we are going to save this report in shared folders. I'm putting it in custom folder. And I'm going to put it this in the custom folder. So in custom folder, I'm going to have separate folder for this. Let me create this Sony invoice or press it. So we did invoice. We have developed an invoice here, and invoice report we have saved here. Press it. So we can find here the invoice has been saved or not, data model. So once the data model is done, let's go for save as sample data. Once the sample data is done, let's go for create a new report. Go for create a report. Now it is asking, is your data model is already there? Let's close this. We don't need this one, cancel. Is data model is already done or you want to create? Just now we have created, right? Select the data model. Whatever data model we have created. We have created in custom folder. And where is this? It's Sony folder, right? Select your data model. Once we select the data model, then we will go for design the layout. There are three options given by Oracle for designing the layouts. You can use basic templates and we can build the layout here itself. Or you can go for build your own RTF template, means XML or BI publisher, or PDF or Excel, Flash, or XSL style sheet, or e-text templates. You can build custom templates and go for upload it. Or you can go for generate, the RTF template by default. Here it is. Okay, then go for generate this. I'm going for automatic generation. Sony layout. Go for generate this option. So now it's going to be generated. Data model we have here and layout is here. Save this particular report. Now the report has completed here. Sony report. So what is meant by report? Report is a combination of data model and layout model. And go for save this. Okay. And we can view the output here itself. We can view the report output. Now this is the report output which we got it. Okay. If we would like to view this output in a different format, PDF or HTML, we can view this output here. We can schedule this report here itself. This is the PDF format which we got it. And we can go for schedule this particular report and send as an email, depends on the requirement. Let me show you how to schedule this report in this environment. Go to settings, schedule it. We can go for schedule this report and it's going to be sent. The output is going to be sent as an email, or you can save the output as a server also. In content server also, we can save it. Okay, so now it's going to ask us, you want to go for schedule this report. Let me refresh the page. It looks like the instances. Let's go for refresh the page. Let's go to catalog. So in the catalog, we can find all our reports. We have saved our report Here it is. This is our report. We want to schedule this. Schedule it. So we can run the report here itself and we can get the output as an email. So it's taking a long time. I don't know why it is. Yeah, it seems it's got struck up somewhere when we try to schedule the report. We got some server issue. So what we'll do is we'll see how we can go for deploy this report. Then we'll look into that. Generally, when we are working in the real time, most of the clients will ask us to go for register the report. Register or deployment, both are same. Now go to report properties. Here we can find exactly in which location your report is there and what is the name of the report here. And we can find the extension of the report here, XDO. XDO is the extension. Here it is. Okay. Now we will see how we can go for deploy this report. So whenever we want to go for deploy, nothing but register this report. Let's come to the setup and maintenance. So this is our development environment where we are going to develop the report. If we want to test, we can go for schedule. Just now we have seen the output, right? We can go for see the output also here. But generally, the client wanted to go for schedule this report. So go for task list here and sorry. Let's go to task list here and go for global search. Global search. We can do it from here also. Now go to the task here, manage enterprise scheduler. Need to search for the task, define enterprise scheduler, which report, which module this is, finance or supply. Let's say financials. Select financials. This is account payables invoice report, right? So we are going to build it here. So let's go for it here. Now go for create a job here, report deployment. We are going to do this here. And Sony invoice report. We can give any report name also internally. We can give any name, but path must be proper path where your report is saved. This is the path. We don't require shared folder. Just we have to mention this path. We have to leave this option. Shared is not required. And we have to specify slash here. Application, it's a payables, a description, invoice report. We can mention any proper description. And I'm going to specify this is a BI publisher report or HCM, ESS we can mention here, or FSCM, financial supply chain management, enterprise scheduler report this. And are you going to develop SQL or PLSQL or host or C language or Java? Which one you are going to build it? So it's a BI publisher report, right? Select BI job type. In case if the busting option is enabled in your BI report, we are supposed to check this checkbox, otherwise not required. We want to have the output is in PDF. What is the report ID? Report ID is nothing but complete path of your report, including report name and as well as the extension. It means we have to copy this path and then we have to copy the name of the report and we have to copy this extension. Instead of that, we can also go for this way, schedule option. When we go for schedule, it will shows exactly the path. See, earlier, just now 5 minutes back, we were not getting this, how to schedule. Now we got it. It was an issue with the supplier. It was an issue with the server actually. Okay, now this is our report ID. select this report ID here. Anyway, we are registering the report and save and close. So we have seen how to deploy the report. These are the information we are supposed to enter at the time of deployment, at the time of registering the report. Now here also you can run the report. For example, I would like to view the output in PDF. I want to send the output as an email. You can mention that yeah. So report this, and then we will go for, if you want to schedule for future dates, we can schedule it here, frequency, monthly or weekly or immediate option. Let's go for submit. That's okay. Now this has been submitted. Let's go to return. This is one way of submitting the report or scheduling the report. Anyway, we did, here it is. It's taking time. There it's. I think we did both operations parallelly. That's might be the issue. Let me refresh the page. So we can see the report output you have received as an email or not. So we can see that, yes, we got the output as an email. Whatever schedule we did, we got. But deployment, we are getting some error message. Let's see. Let me check the invoice is already created or not. The job has been registered. Press enter key. I'm just searching. Sometimes what happened, it might have saved already. The record might have saved. I'm just searching for that. No, it's not done. Let me go for create. Oh. We got server down here. So it seems server is down. So that's actually the deployment process, how we will be doing it. So whenever we are working in Fusion applications, if we want to know how to write the queries, what tables we have to find out, primary key or foreign key, we'll be getting like this, the table information and writing the queries. And then we will be able to find the reporting part here, write the queries and building the layout, and then go for deployment. Okay, so I'll make another video to make this complete deployment process. Here it is. So maybe it takes long time to get the server information. Okay, and you can find this in our YouTube channel. You can directly access from here. It's going to be our RTL online training. You can subscribe for this to get this latest videos and errors and other options. So I'll be uploading this video here. You can access from here. It is. Okay. Thank you.